All right, so we're getting started here. Perfect. Okay, good morning, everyone, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you guys are in the world. My name is Ann Fawcett, and I am the admission director here at Morehill Mount Academy. So we always would do these Mondays. Mondays on the Hill is what we call it because we're Morehill Mount Academy, and we are on a slightly little hill here in Kansas. And but for the next 3 months, we're going to be doing more of a webinar series. And so as always, like these will be saved on our YouTube channel. And we welcome you to go back and watch them to get more information. This one is just kind of more of a welcome to our school and kind of showing you guys where you can find a lot of great information and sharing more about Morehill Mount Academy and our boarding program and just the history of the school. And then periodically throughout the next 3 months, we're going to be having guest speakers on the show. So next week we'll have one of our current students on the show. The week after that, I'm hoping to get one of our faculties. After that, we have one of our alumni from Mexico who's going to be on the webinar just sharing about their experience. So various people from the school, past alumni, past parents, current parents, just so that you guys can get a better feel of who we are as a boarding school. So thank you for watching this and joining and everything. And let's just get started. So here, just a little bit of history and background. Morehill Mount Academy was founded in 1863. Woohoo! Yep, we are old. We know how to be a boarding school. We've been doing it for a while. So thank you to the Sisters of Mount St. Scholastica for starting the school. This girls' school was actually started first in 1863. So if any of you have been to Atchison, it's a very rich history of Benedictines, Benedictine sisters, Benedictine monks who came over here and also founded Benedictine College, which is the 4-year Catholic liberal arts school that we partner with for some of our classes. And so what was awesome, the sisters started a boarding school. I think it was actually a grade school through high school. And then the monks had started a college, and then basically kind of roles reversed, and the sisters then started a college a little bit later. And then the monks said, all right, we need to start a school and have it over on the south side of town. So the monks started Morehill Prep, which was in 1919. And so the schools basically was a brother and a sister school, did a lot of stuff together, but had separate campuses where the students lived and ate and everything, but definitely, dances and things like that and sporting events did collaborate a lot more. And then around 2003, we merged and we became Morehill Mount Academy. So MHMA, that's where it comes from. But yeah, so that's the history of the school. We are this year about 170 students. We're definitely a little bit lower just because of COVID. Normally we're around 200 students with about 40% of those being boarders. And then we also have our day students. Traditionally, from the boarding aspect, we've been pretty 50-50 as far as students from the United States and then our international students who come from outside the United States. And this year, though, just because of visa regulations and everything, we actually have more students from the United States. So this year we have students from, I think, 12 different states and then international students from 10 different countries. So that's still pretty good for being a smaller school. We're definitely one of those schools where it is a family, everyone knows each other. You've got your boarding family, you've got your class family, you've got your house family. We do a house system. I'll explain that later. And it is, it's that small that you recognize after a month, like, okay, that person's a senior. Okay, that student, she's a cheerleader. Okay, that student's involved in Scholars Bowl. That student's from Spain. I mean, you might not know everyone's name, but you definitely know who everyone is. And you recognize also all of the faculty as well. The faculty definitely learn the students' names and everyone, especially the new students, within a couple weeks. We did have some new students start this January and super excited about that because basically like the whole school knows that they're coming and they're going to be like, oh my gosh. But it's that type of family. We can't wait to invite, any of our students in. So we are also just, some other things to highlight. We're more of a college prep school. So 100% of our students do get accepted into colleges or universities around the world, actually, not just in the United States each year. Probably about 98% actually go. We usually have 1 or 2 students that go into the military service or maybe go to a tech school. But what we're doing is preparing students for life in college, but then also just life in general. I mean, there's a lot of things that kids, aren't learning just at a regular day school. And so from the boarding aspect, this is where our students are learning those life skills and are succeeding and doing really well. And I can't wait for you guys to meet some of our alumni that will be on the show. And we partner, like I said, with Benedictine College for some of our dual credit classes. We also offer advanced placement classes here. And then we have a Highland Community College that is close to us. And we are able to utilize them for some online courses as well, depending on what students' interests are and what they want to do. So what's nice is that if a student really strives for that college prep, I want to take more college credit, usually those students will graduate on average with about 18 to 21 credit hours. We also have students that is beyond their reach, but it's okay. What we want to do is take a student. If you come in here, whatever it is, we want you up. We're going to move you up. We believe that God did not create you to be mediocre. And so we want to make sure you're striving for excellence. Our motto here is live the faith, pursue the truth, and strive for excellence. And in everything that you do. So that's really important to us. We have a lot of really great student activities and student clubs and athletics and arts programs. Our theater program is phenomenal. And I'm going to really try to have Mrs. Wolf on here so she can just explain everything. She's going to be starting here soon with forensics. Don't think CIA. Forensics is more speech, like memorized speech, and a little bit of debate. You might have a duet, you might have a single, there's comedy, there's improv, serious acts, but it's some acts that you memorize a speech that someone else has written, and some of them you can come up with your own. And we compete against other schools. It's considered like a Kansas activity athletic event, and we do really well. So we usually have now 30 to 35 students on the forensics team, and it is so exciting to watch. But we definitely send some students on to state every year. And then from the athletics standpoint, we have pretty much everything that you can kind of look for in a traditional school, especially located in Kansas. We have going on boys and girls basketball and boys wrestling. We did start a powerlifting club, and they will actually be competing against other schools. And that's for girls and boys. And so I'm really excited some of the girls are doing it. And then we've got soccer, volleyball, cross country, track and field, golf, American football, let's see here, baseball, softball, and girls swim. So we have pretty much, from the athletic standpoint, quite a bit of things that we want students to get involved in. And then student clubs, I'm in charge of the swing dance club. We're going to have our first meeting here soon. I'm just overseeing it. I'm not going to be the one teaching, but we have some students that love swing dance and know how to teach it. So it's going to be great. And then we have a business club. Let's see here, chess club, robotics. The powerlifting is more like a club, even though they can kind of compete against other schools. It's a little bit different. But yeah, so we have students that are starting their own clubs and getting, you have to have the adult sponsors. And so we have actually current parents who help with this, and then staff and faculty, as you can see. And then we have things like the forensics, we have Scholars Bowl, we have theater. There's definitely, you can't say that you're bored. You really can't. And as a boarding student, what's awesome is you have to do something right away. And I don't care if you're the worst soccer player ever, but you're going out. Like whatever it is, you're going out. You can be a manager, you can help out, but we want to get you out of your room, because if anything that we learned from COVID is that everyone just kind of stayed in their room, huddled down, but then just really isolated themselves. And even though you've got, your friends that you can pull up on your phone and like with the computer and all that stuff, there's still missing that kind of interaction. And so one thing that we do is a new boarding student that right away you have to get involved in something, because there's that time after when classes end at 3:30 here, that you have free time from 3:30 until dinner, which is about 5:36, that you have that free time. So we want you to get out of your room, go be healthy, go do something, go learn something, whatever it is, get involved, and make friends. And that's the best way to make friends. And for any of our international students that come that maybe needs a little bit extra help with the English language, this does help them quite a bit. So those are some of the really good things about the school. I did mention we have a house system. So I know nobody really watches Harry Potter anymore, but I love it. Think of Harry Potter, we've got 4 houses, all named after saints. And basically we place the students in the different houses. So it's not like a physical house, it's more of like a group. And so we incorporate the house system into our class schedule so that you get an opportunity to meet with your house. And sometimes you're just meeting and playing Uno, and sometimes we've got a guest speaker that comes in, or you're working on a community project, or you're working on that house competition that month, all trying to get points. So you win the big house cup, and then your house gets to go on like a fun trip at the end of the year to like Worlds of Fun or a baseball game or whatever it is. So we definitely always make sure that we incorporate that community aspect. I mean, that's what Benedictines are known for. The hospitality of watching over everyone and taking care of everyone and welcoming everyone. And just, making sure that everyone here is really feels part of our family. So, so a few things I do want to show everybody is, how do you find our school? And how do you get more information? Obviously, you call me. You can call me, you can email me, you can text me. Whatever it is, you can follow us on social media, and you can also look at our website. So what I'm going to do is to share my screen just so that everyone can kind of see what we're looking at. So first off, our website, this is where you're going to get all of your information. Besides just calling us and asking lots of questions and then coming and seeing the campus yourself, this is what you really want to do. So we just redid our website, super excited about it, very mobile friendly. Right away, if you want to inquire, if you want to visit, if you want to apply, great information. Here are some of our major stats and statistics and facts and everything. School activities, so you can see like, okay, so what's going on? Even though we haven't started classes yet, we do have basketball games today. Good luck, guys. And tomorrow classes start back up on Wednesday, but the borders have been moving back in. They could have started yesterday, so they'll be trickling in here the next 2 days. And then you see kind of our major events for alumni, some of our different quotes. Where do our students go? Our students go everywhere and anywhere. I mean, it's awesome to see an international student really fall in love with the Midwest and stay in the Midwest. And then we see students are like, you know what, I want to try and go to New Zealand. And we have a student studying graphic design at University of Auckland. So it's just really cool that our students go anywhere and everywhere. You have a fellow Raven basically anywhere that you go. You truly become a family, like I keep saying, and that carries on into life. It's so much fun meeting alumni and hearing about their stories and that they're still in contact. And this is where they become true friends. And then at the bottom is all of our social media. So real quick, we've got obviously a Twitter. We use this a lot for game day things. So if you're really interested in following what's going on with the games, you can follow us on there. This is being broadcasted live on YouTube. And so we have our YouTube with tons and tons of videos. There are so many videos on here. You can go back and listen. Most of them are me, sorry. But lots of different things, updates from our head of school. We've got a financial aid webinar, our life of a boarder. This is something that you guys should really check out. It's awesome. It'll keep your attention for the full 6 minutes, trust me. We have our Instagram, so please follow us on Instagram. And then obviously our Facebook page, so you can see there and what's going on, and from even the alumni standpoint and from current standpoint. And then for those of you who have jumped on the TikTok bandwagon, we do have a TikTok. I try as hard as I can. The students said I was doing really well, so I'm excited there. But yeah, so you can kind of see more of like the fun side of it and that we love to have a lot of fun here. But back to, just so you guys know, on the website, we have under admission, everything that you need to know about the application process and how to apply. And so it really starts with just creating an account. And this basically, you filling out this form here tells us that you are interested in applying. Those of you who might use the SAO application, we do accept that as well. And then it does list all of our requirements as far as transcripts, letters of recommendation, the student essay, and then interview, and then for international students submitting an English test. But please, take a look, take a look around our website. You can look under academics, under our counseling, under our curriculum, and you can kind of see, what our requirements are. We have a really interesting class schedule of how we organize our day. And so this is just an example. So you can see that every day is a little bit different, but the week stays the same. And so this kind of gets you ready for college. We break it up. We don't like to have things always like an hour and a half long. So we do break it up so that you have your class 4 times a week at least. And then you get these little study times called individual learning time. And that's kind of your time to make sure you can get your busy homework done. So it's one thing we strive for is to make sure that students have that opportunity to meet with their teachers, work on group projects, whatever it is while they're here at the school. And then for the boarders, though, especially, they do have study hall every evening to get more of like, how do I study, getting those tests done, whatever the big thing is. And then if they need extra help, we have had teachers come in and do some tutoring into the dorms as well. So I recommend looking at that. I recommend looking at our student life, our boarding, our student clubs, our campus ministry, the calendar, just our house system, just anything that you guys can think of is all right here. So I really, really encourage you to go online and take a look at our website. So that's really all that I had today. I really hope that this information is helpful and gets you really interested in our school. And like I said, join us every Monday. So if you sign up, you can register online, and it's just basically a webinar, and we'll have different things every single time. And giving you guys a heads up. So next week, we're going to kind of meet a current student, learn from their perspective and how it's been going as a boarding student, what they love about the school. They might even say something they don't like about the school. Talk about with the teachers, the residential side of things, what it's really like being a boarder here. And so please join us back for that. And then, like I said, these are all going to be posted on our YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch them. If you have any questions, as always, reach out to me. My name is Ann Fawcett, and I'm the admission director here at Moore Hill Mountain Academy. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.